Yo, peace to everyone out there in the internet universe. Y'all know I'm the one and only Shakur Shine. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And you guys know I just want to talk to all of my brothers out there who are dealing with being chronically single or even just chronically going through one traumatic relationship experience after another. All right. So I just want to speak to this and how we as queer men can get out of being chronically single when we don't want to be, okay? Because it's like being single for too long can hurt. It can become detrimental to our mental and emotional health. And as we get older, we can get locked in to that's when people say, I'm stuck in my ways. It's not that you're stuck in your ways, you just haven't had consistent enough relationships to challenge your personality and character, right? So and it's not good to be stuck in your ways. Everyone should be continuously evolving and growing, or at least, the people that I like to surround myself with are continuously evolving and growing and are self-aware and self-reflective enough to do those things, all right? But just to speak a little bit on this being chronically single thing, all right? We want to get out of that. I think I read recently that about 61% of gay men are single, are single only to, and the only demographic that is a larger group of single people are single men between the ages of like 19 and 25. And if, and those are heterosexual men. And of course, they're largely single. They are extremely young, probably don't have a lot going besides, being in school. And, no one's expecting those men 19 to 25 to be in exactly stable, committed relationships. But we see within the gay community that, gay, bisexual, and queer men are single the older we get, right? And that's really unfortunate. It's unfortunate when you don't want to be single, right? If you want to be single, I guess this video is not for you. But for people who are tired of being chronically single, we're going to get rid of that right now. All right? Now, guys, hear me out. The first step to getting rid of chronic singleness in your life is to develop a relationship with God. Now, I know this is not this is not a religious thing, because you can choose whatever religious path you want to. But what I'm really saying is to develop a relationship with your higher self, okay? With God and your soul, okay? Because your soul is that is the part of God that is you, right? That is the first step. When you truly develop a relationship with God, you no longer become single. You're now one with everything and everyone in the entire universe. That is what oneness is. When you are so in tune with your soul, when you are so in tune with your soul that you become one with God. Now you have a relationship with God. You have a relationship with your higher power. And if anyone who has ever felt the presence of God, the presence of the divine, just with them in the room, then you know what I'm talking about. All right? It is, if you want to get rid of being single in your life, it's time for you to align and develop a relationship with God and your higher power. That's the first step. All right. When you do that, you go from being single to one. All right. The Rastafarians say I and I, because I and I means that we are one. We are one. And when you are at peace, meaning you're one, because when you have a relationship, when you have a relationship with God, because you truly become at peace. All right. And you have this indwelling peace inside of you. It's so unshakable, it can't be rocked. And that becomes the bedrock and the foundation for what I'm about to say next, which is, is to develop a routine for self-love. It's not just, taking care of yourself, but self-love actually comes from loving God. When you understand that you yourself are a higher power, you are a soul, which comes from God or comes from the source of all creation. When you can see yourself in that way, not as your thoughts, not as your emotions, and not as your physical body, right? Which is also none of your accomplishments in life. You yourself are a divine living soul on the planet. That is actually how you begin to love yourself on a deeper level. And when you see yourself as a divine living soul, you will begin to unlock your gifts, your talents, and your calling and purpose and mission for life. All right. Because your soul has a mission to complete. And the mission, oftentimes, is not what you're actually doing. I think it was Oprah who said, "It looks like my purpose is to be a talk show host. It looks like my purpose is to, have billions of dollars and all those kind of things. But my actual purpose is to assist in raising consciousness on the planet." All right. Then when you become in tune with your soul and in alignment with your higher power, you move from being single to being one. And I like to call being single plus one equals solo. So now you went from being single to solo. All right. And when you're solo, you're free. That's the most beautiful thing. To be solo is to be free. To be single is to be in a checkbox, if you will. You have to, these married, divorced, single. To be single is to be in a checkbox where you have to check that off, your marital status. To be single is just a default option because you're not in a relationship. Now, when you're solo and you understand that you yourself are one with everyone else that you meet in this world, even if you don't meet them, but you are one, you're connected to everyone in this world, and you are moving in alignment, you begin to attract people towards you, okay? Because that sense of oneness, that sense of loving yourself, love is what attracts people to you. The more you love yourself, the more you see yourself as a divine living soul, the more you are in alignment with your higher power, you will attract people to you. All right? Because people are attracted to love. You become magnetic. That's how you truly become magnetic. If you're having an issue where you're just chronically single and you can't find anyone and all this kind of things, you're looking too much outside of yourself. You're too much out of yourself. You're looking at your phone too much. You're trying to meet to, always on a app and looking for people. You're doing too much. You're doing way too much instead of going within yourself and 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 honestly revealing your true soul, which is in itself love. It is God, and God is love. When you start to unreveal that part of yourself, removing fear, removing trauma, removing all of these things, and allowing that light to shine, and moving with purpose and intention, you become a magnet to people who are in alignment with you. And when you're in alignment, you don't have to worry about chasing. You don't have to worry about being chased and any of those things that come from the mind, which is the ego. You're in alignment. You ever meet someone that's in this mutual attraction? All right. Now, the goal here isn't to meet the one. You are the one. Remember, you are the one. You are already in a relationship with God, with your higher power. So that means you are the one. You're solo, and your solo means you're free. And now it's game in. Now I'm gonna have this next part of this is something that a lot of people like to press against. It's this poly portion. Okay, when you're solo, it's time to be poly. You cannot go around dating guys and being like, is he the one? Is he the one? Is he the one? Is he the one? Stop doing that. You are the one, and you must be secure within yourself enough to instead of, what people like to call getting on the relationship escalator, right, and meeting someone and seeing they're the one and trying to do all these things, be secure within yourself and rotate these men around you, all right, and learn how to actually cultivate deep, meaningful relationships. Some of these men will be friends, some of these men will be brothers to you, some of these men will be lovers, boyfriends, and I'm pretty sure, all right, that eventually you can elevate, not only like to say escalate, you can elevate a relationship into being a husband, all right, into marriage. Um, because marriage is a whole other topic, but marriage in and of itself is a spiritual pathway that two individual people on their own spiritual pathways choose to take with one another. All right. And in order to get there, you have to begin your spiritual path right now by developing your relationship with God. Develop your relationship with God through meditation. You cannot get around it. Meditation is the foundation to a deep, meaningful relationship with God. Pray to whoever you want to pray to. You can be Christian, you can be Muslim, you can be Hare Krishna, whatever it is. All right, that's your own personal choice. But develop your relationship with God. That is how you will end being single in 2024. I can damn near guarantee, put a stamp on it. All right. I just want, I don't want this video to be so long, but that is the real deal. That is the real download. Stop being single. Develop your relationship with God and become the one. And once you're the one, now you can be solo, which is free. And when you're free, again, it's your time to relate to multiple men. And the reason that we do that is because the actual purpose of relationships is to grow you and develop you and to teach you how to actually get towards unconditional love. All relationships are doing are getting us towards unconditional love. That's literally what they're doing. All right. Until you can meet someone that you're very in alignment with and elevate that relationship to a marriage status where you two will choose to take your individual spiritual journeys together towards unconditional love. All right. So remember, develop this relationship with God. Meditate. I cannot stress that enough. Align, build your pack. If you're watching this, you're like me, you're a pack builder. All right. You see the wolves behind me. All right. I'm a pack builder. Developing and we're cultivating these relationships. We're planting seeds with men. Again, some of these men will just be your friends. Some of them you'll become lovers with, brothers with even. All right. Boyfriends and eventually husbands. But it's very important for you to rotate these men around you and practice your skills. Go on dates. How do you communicate? How do you tell someone, be honest with someone that you actually don't want to be romantic with them, right? These are, instead of being avoidant, how do you step up? That is why we do that. Okay? You're rotating these people around you. And eventually, within that merry-go-round of life, you will come into alignment with someone that you can elevate the relationship status with. I guarantee you guys. So, comment. I'm not going to keep this video going for too long, but that's something I definitely wanted to share with my community, with my people. I hope that this resonates with somebody, at least one person, to where you're inspired to take action and to really develop and seek a meaningful relationship with God and your higher power. All right. So that you can no longer, so get rid of all this single stuff, man. Go from being single and be solo. Single, the one, solo. Add that poly on there. Create a rotation. All right. date people, get to know people, learn to communicate, learn to receive, learn to give. Practice, 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 practice is going to make perfect. Grow yourself, mature yourself until you get to the point where you are so in alignment with someone mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, all of those things, where you guys can really choose to take a higher path together. All right. So if this video helped you, comment down below. Let me know if this video resonated with you. Let me know what you think about the poly and having a rotation thing. It always works. If you want to get into a committed relationship, the rotation is gonna work. Trust me, it's going to work. So comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Share this with your friends. And, I look forward to building this pack. Follow me. All right. Because we're building a pack here. This is my wolf pack. I'm building this community here on YouTube. So follow me, share, subscribe, all of those kind of things. Comment. I love hearing feedback. We're going to have a good conversation in the comments. All right. Peace.